if you take Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and throw in Stallone from the 80s. Chuck in George Miller's Mad Max aesthetic. Well, this is what you get. I'm Akiro, and this is Beyond the Bleed. Artist Tetsuo Hara and writer Buronson teamed up to create their iconic manga series Hokuto no Ken, known to most as Fist of the North Star. Honourable lead protagonist Ken Shiro journeys across the apocalyptic wasteland, turning scumbags into piles of blood and viscera. It's basically Kung Fu Jesus. Serialized in the legendary Weekly Shonen Jump from 1983 to 1988. A brand new chapter for Fist of the North Star was released for the 30th anniversary of the series in 2014. The chapter takes place between chapter 136 and 137, published in Comic Zenon, using the title Hokuto no Ken Last Piece. Buronson, whose pen name is a tribute to the actor and cult film legend Charles Bronson, has teamed up with legendary mangaka to create substantial work, most notably Strain, Heat and Sanctuary, with Ryoichi Ikegami, and Japan with the insanely talented Kentaro Miura, creator of Berserk. But no work so far has preceded the popularity of his collaboration with Tetsuo Hara, with their classic Fist of the North Star. Tetsuo Hara and Buronson both have a laundry list of manga accomplishments, Cyber Blue being a standout of Tetsuo Hara's work for me. It's great to see the way he approaches cyberpunk. Hara is drawing a lot of his Fist of the North Star visual influence from the master of fantasy art, FRAZETTA. Fist of the North Star being a story of hyperbolic masculinity and the survival of the fittest. A belief that is stated many times by many characters within the series, either through their actions or their dialogue.
I've won, and you have lost. The question is, why? Because the power of your will has no ambition to feed it, nor the need to crush your enemy.
Oh no!
FRAZETTA has a phenomenal understanding of the human form, the twisting and the pulling of muscle, capturing movement, the moments before a character's movements, reaction, storytelling through illustration, the best at his craft in my opinion. This shines through in the manga and when the various animes have adapted Hara's visual techniques. The 1986 movie is a linchpin in summarising the series, a great entry point for new fans. This film remains one of my favourite anime films, and one I often revisit. Initially it led me to pursue a deeper knowledge of the series, looking into the mangas, the original anime series and the 5 films that were released to coincide with the 25th anniversary of the franchise. Nuclear war has ravaged the Earth, turning it into a wasteland. The remaining survivors fight over food and water supplies. Kenshiro is the successor of the deadly martial art Hokuto Shinken. He is also known as the Fist of the North Star. He travels across the wasteland with his fiancée Julia, named Yuria in the Japanese version.
Where can we go from here? We've been walking for days, and wherever we look, the earth is barren. It's a wasteland.
When they are confronted by Shin, an old friend of Kenshiro, and a master in the equally deadly art of Nanto Shinken. He beats Ken within an inch of his life, leaving him dead. Ken's older brother Rao and Jaggi witness the torturous beating as Jaggi tries to convince Rao to kill Shin.
Brother, the time has come for us to teach that bastard Shin a lesson. Now! You're the strongest, Rao. You've got to get down there and challenge Shin to a fight. You know you can take him. Now with Ken out of the way, you will be the Fist of the North Star.
And prove who is the strongest in the rightful successor to Hokuto Shinken. Shin takes Julia and leaves Kenshiro to die.
I'll never be yours, Shin.
Julia, you have no choice. You're mine now.
Ken's brother Rao goes to Hokuto Master Ryuken. Rao considers himself the most powerful out of all of his brothers, but physical strength alone is not enough.
You chose Ken as your successor. I told you that it should have been me, and I was right. Stand up, I'll prove it to you. I challenge you to a test of strength.
Physical strength is no substitute for perception. For perception is the key which unlocks the intangible power of the spirit. You perceive nothing.
After doing so, Rao murders Ryuken and goes on a quest to become the greatest brutal conqueror of the earth. Kenshiro awakens stronger than ever. He sets on a path of vengeance against the gangs of the wasteland that prey on the weaker survivors, helping people along the way and making many allies, including Rei, who has mastered the art of Nanto Shinken. He is convinced the Fist of the North Star is responsible for kidnapping his sister. Rei discovers that Kenshiro is the real successor and Jaggi has been impersonating his brother.
It's a good likeness, but it's not the Fist of the North Star.
Who is responsible for disfiguring Jaggi's face.
You're the youngest. You don't deserve to be Fist. Who'll die!
Rao has gained an impressive army of warriors, aiding him on a quest of domination. Kenshiro and Rei moves towards the goal of finding Shin. The film is condensed down to 110 minutes. The anime series from 1984 to 1988 lasted for 152 episodes. There are some vital moments that are lost, like the introduction of Toki, the only Hokuto brother not to make an appearance. The anime film is brutally violent, much like the manga, but due to censorship, there are moments of over-the-top internal body explosions being saturated in an attempt to dilute the violence. I know that moments in the anime series have a similar issue, as the blood is replaced by white energy bursting out of the victims. One of the most iconic pieces of the original anime series is the opening song by Crystal King. And it would have been an added bonus if somehow they could have included it in the film. Even renditions of the song are featured on the video games. For the film we get this incredible power metal song, Heart of Madness by the Kodomo Band, which fits perfectly with the events leading up to the end of the film as Kenshiro faces off against Rao.
becomes more powerful than justice, and fear becomes more powerful than hope. When all the rules have changed, a new hero will emerge.
At the time of its release, Fist of the North Star became extremely popular on VHS, and when the Sci-Fi Channel was airing it on TV in the UK. I remember watching previews promoting Ninja Scroll's upcoming release on VHS, and the narrator states that it could even be as popular as Fist of the North Star. Ninja Scroll got a steelbook release on Blu-ray from Manga Entertainment, while Fist of the North Star was released on Blu-ray, both the series and the film, only available outside the UK by Diskotek Media. I went and got a multi-region Blu-ray player, so such anime titles wouldn't stay outside of my grasp. The film still holds up, but the Fist of the North Star manga is long overdue to be reprinted with English translations in its entirety. The fanbase will continue to show its constant support to the series. Maybe one day, a pioneer in battle manga will get the treatment it deserves for all its fans outside of Japan. Like, subscribe, and keep living in fiction.